Broadcasting live from Naunas, it's Nate and Evan.
I wanna put you in my car or house or listen on the net. The only two guys who make me wet. I love this show. Yeah, I can press play, rewind. You know it blows my mind. Just listen for a minute and you will find that they really don't know. It's the Nate and Evan, the Nate and Evan show. It's a Nate and Evan show, baby girl, baby, baby.
Put that cookie down, now!
It's a Nate and Evan show.
Oh, it's all sticky.
Well, if you just heard that, that's the jingle, so that means we're starting the show. Second week, second episode of the Nate and Evan show, and this one is going to be better, going to be more intense, and Nathan's going to tell you more about it.
Well, I'm excited for this week. We've got a very busy week of sports news, especially locally. We obviously have the Pats-Ravens game this weekend. That seems to be what everyone's talking about. But in other news, you got the Red Sox. Kyle Crawford came out with an injury this week on his wrist, his left wrist. There's still a lot of questions as to the type of injury, the timeline for his return, surgery or no surgery. Then a lot of rumors around the Celtics with trading the big three, specifically Paul Pierce. Danny Ainge gave an interview on EEI this week. Let's see. And that's really it in Boston sports. I think Jingle Mike's going to want to talk about the Bruins, but
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Yeah, we'll try to avoid that as much as possible.
And very exciting, we have a new person. We mentioned him last week, and he's finally arrived.
He's in
He
studio.
is in studio, live from Naunas, Kevin Leonard. Kevin, say hello to the people.
Hello, listeners.
Very exciting. He sounded very excited.
You should see him. He can't wait.
Ear-to-ear smiles.
Can't wait to get into this.
Looks like Rudolph. I'm not sure what that means, but I guess you would know if you saw him.
Rosy cheeks?
I don't know.
No, anyway. So I guess we'll just jump into the big story. We got Pats-Ravens 3:30 on Sunday for a chance to the Super Bowl.
Super Bowl!
Who do you got?
Who do I got? Well, I'm going to go
Because, I mean, last week...
I'm going to go... Well, these two teams shouldn't be in the playoffs. If you ask me, it should be Texans-Broncos, and I'll be picking Tim Tebow right now. But unfortunately, Tim Tebow going to do it. So now I'm going Pats-Ravens, and I'm going to have to take the Pats this week. I don't know. I just like the Pats now. Tommy's so pretty, and there's... I don't really... The Ravens don't have a good story to me, and I like stories.
Well, I mean, the Pats are the best team in this game, and I think a lot of people are trying to convince themselves, or at least brace themselves for an upset loss, a lot of the local fans, just because of what happened 2 years ago. But this team is very different from that team. The offense is more well-rounded. Basically, it just comes down to how well Brady plays, and there's no reason to think that he'd play poorly because he's actually been on a roll, God knows how, the past 8-9 weeks.
What, did he have 6 touchdown passes last weekend?
Yeah.
Something like that?
Yeah,
NFL record?
Tied the NFL record, broke the team record. They tried to get him the 7th, but, well, they said they wanted him to get the 7th, so that's why they stuck him back out there late in the fourth quarter. And they just decided to run the ball. I don't know, it didn't make much sense to me. But he won't throw for 6 against the Ravens. I don't see that happening.
Yeah, but then I forgot all about this. The Ravens do have future Hall of Famer Ricky Williams in the backfield. Now,
True.
so I mean, I guess not a future Hall of Famer, and it probably won't even be a factor in the game. But I would like to point out he is on the team, so I might have to pick the Ravens now.
He does a lot of drugs.
He does.
He likes drugs, so that's cool.
Yeah.
But let's actually talk about the Ravens, because their only chance, I think, at winning this game is Ray Rice. I mean, it all comes down to Ray Rice. Their road record is pitiful. They're one of the worst road teams in the league because I'm pretty sure they went undefeated at home. That's the reason why they're in the playoffs. But if you look at the splits, the reason why they were so good at home versus on the road was Ray Rice had probably at least 10 more touches on the road at home than on the road. And I don't know why Harbaugh goes away from him, because you don't want to put the ball in Joe Flacco's hands. He just, as many weapons as he has around him, that's just not a good idea. He's just bad.
Lee Evans is back though, so I mean maybe he throws a couple more balls to Lee Evans.
Oh wow!
Former Buffalo Bill All-Star.
Yeah, and Ray Rice is I mean, he knows that he can destroy the Pats. That's how they won 2 years ago. It was just Ray Rice all day, and I think they're just going to try to do that. So it's going to come down to, can the Patriots stop the run, or at least contain the run, and can they keep Brady upright? Obviously, the Ravens are going to bring pressure because they don't match up well in the secondary with all the Patriots' weapons. I mean, who do you double team at that point? So basically, they just got to get to the QB and run it all and keep Brady off the field. I mean, if you let's just look at the Patriots' 3 losses. It was the Steelers,
the Giants,
and the Bills. The Bills game, that was just the Patriots just gave that game away. They had a huge lead and just started turning the ball over like crazy, and that's when the Bills, I don't know, figured that they could win. And then the Giants game, that was
Eli.
Yeah, I don't really remember that game much.
Tommy took him down, put him up.
Wasn't that game scoreless in the first half?
I'm not sure, but I definitely know that Tom went down for a game-winning drive, and then Eli, the unstoppable the unstoppable phenom that he is, came back and put it up, and then said it was like the Super Bowl because he's a bastard.
And then I really think the best blueprint comes out of the Pittsburgh loss, because if I remember correctly, Pittsburgh held the ball. I remember watching that game, and Pittsburgh held the ball an obscene amount of time and really just kept Brady off the field. And it was just the Patriots were just never in that game. And I think if the Ravens can just hand the ball off to Ray Rice and occasionally Ricky Williams, and then hold Brady to, I don't know, 20 points, if that's possible. I think that's a good number that the Ravens would shoot for. Then they actually have a shot at winning this game. But I still see the Pats winning by 2 scores, 10, 14 points, something like that.
What's your final score?
I don't think it'll be really close. I'm going to go 35-20.
Wow. All right.
35-20. I think it's close at half, and the Pats just kind of pull away in the third quarter, and then just.
I'm gonna go 27-17.
27-17. All right, I like it. What about you, Jingle Mike? Jingle Mike's back, by the way, guys. He just took a potty break.
Felt nice.
I'm glad.
I think. Well, if the Ravens stack up the middle and force the Pats to go to the outside, then I think that's the only way the Patriots could run into some problems. But I still think they'll find a way around it. I think Pats win 28-24. I think it's a close game.
I think it's close.
Yep.
All right, Kev?
I think it's close as well. I'm going to go with 27-24, a field goal difference. I think it's going to come down to the matchup that everyone knows that it is, the Patriots offense versus the Ravens defense. If the Ravens can force the Patriots offense to make mistakes and get turnovers, then I don't think the Patriots defense can stop the Ravens offense in a short field. If you look at the Broncos game, that is how the Broncos got their touchdown. That wild interception that Tom Brady threw that no one really knew what he was looking at. But I don't think that he's going to make too many mistakes. I think they're going to be well prepared. But I do see it being a close game. I think the Ravens' offense is decent, and the Patriots' defense, of course, is mediocre at best on a good day.
You know who thinks that the Ravens' offense is mediocre? Ed Reed.
It's a good segue.
I know, you're welcome.
Yeah, thank you. Ed Reed came out earlier this week, and then he was talking to the media in his locker room, and they asked him about QB Joe Flacco. And I don't have the quotes in front of me, but he basically said, was along the lines of,
No control.
Flacco just sucks. he just. What did you say, Jingle Mike? What did he say? Do you know off the top of your head?
I believe the quote was along the lines of, he just looked like he didn't have any control of the offense out there.
And that's a
He looked rattled when the Texans were getting to him on defense. I think
that's
was
right.
That was another thing, yeah.
I really question why Ed Reed would say that. I mean, they won the game, and it's just not. There's a time and place to criticize your quarterback. Look what the Jets did. They waited until this season was over. I just don't see why you go into the biggest game of your season, a chance to go to the Super Bowl after a win against on the road.
Probably Joe Flacco's biggest game of his career.
Absolutely. I mean, it just made no sense to me. And Ed Reed, and it's weird coming from Ed Reed because as good as he is, he's not a very vocal guy in terms of talking to the media. He doesn't like talking to the media. That's usually reserved for Terrell Suggs, who has been doing his own thing this week, but hasn't criticized the quarterback. So I just supposedly they came out today, and I guess they kissed and made up. They had a little fun with the media. Flacco was like, "Why'd you do that?" And Ed Reed was like, "I don't know." And it was a very strange, strange exchange. But give Flacco credit for that. He didn't make it a bigger story than it already was, and kind of brushed it under the rug. So I don't think that'll be a big deal. And actually, who knows? It might even motivate Flacco, who I don't think is as bad a quarterback as.
He's a quarterback that'll keep you in the game.
Yeah, I mean, I'd take him over Sanchez.
Yeah.
So
I would take his mustache over most mustaches in the NFL.
It's not a mustache better than that. Well, Wes Welker.
Well, that's what I was going to bring up.
Welker's
Which
making
one's
a-
better?
making a
It's Joe
push.
Flacco.
It's Joe Flacco.
But I mean, I
Flacco.
guess Wes Welker can get the victory in the game. Joe Flacco can have the mustache victory. I don't know. It's really a toss-up on more importance, I guess.
Welker's stash goes down to his chest hair too. He made the
Is that
mustache
real?
go down. I think so. I think he tweeted a picture of it. It went like down through his face, and then he like shaved the middle of his chest, so it looked like the mustache kept going.
That's gross.
It's kind of kinky, though. So the other NFL playoff game this weekend is the Giants versus the 49ers. And that's
In San Francisco.
in San Francisco. Two great defenses. One great Eli. And then we got Alex Smith on the other side of the ball. And I love Alex Smith recently because last week at this press conference, he wore a mechanic shirt that read Alex, so people would know his name. I really enjoyed that humor. But in this game, I'm going to have to go once again with the New York Football Giants and go with the G-Men. I think that they're just probably the best team in the playoffs now, and I would really love a rematch of the 07 Super Bowl Pats Giants, one of the best Super Bowls I've watched since I've been here. And here on Earth, as I meant to say.
I was like,
not here
yeah.
currently on the show,
Not at
but
Honest.
not at Honest, maybe at Honest, I don't know. But yeah, I think that the Pats and the Giants are going to be what we're looking at the Super Bowl.
Yeah, no, I like the Giants in this game too. I couldn't believe.
It was a fluke how many points they put up.
Yeah,
last
I
week.
was shocked. I mean, we sat here on the show and I basically said the reason why I'm not picking San Francisco is that they have no chance of putting up points, and they put up a lot of points.
Yeah, I don't think they can do it 2 weeks in a
never
row.
thought if you had told me the game was going to be a shootout, I just assumed that the Saints would roll. I couldn't believe that Alex Smith drove them down with less than a little over a minute to play and scored a tie. I was shocked, but I can't see him doing it again against obviously a way better defense than what the Saints put out there. And the Giants have proven that they can win on the road. On their Super Bowl run, they won every road game. They played all the games on the road and then won the Super Bowl. So I don't see any reason to pick against the Giants. That you're right, they are playing probably the best football in the league right now and are clearly the best playoff team left. Jingle Mike, anything to say?
I don't care who wins this game.
No, Kev.
I think the Giants are going to win.
All right.
You know what? I'll
Interest-
pick the 49ers just to go against Kevin.
Oh, Jingle Mike.
I saw an interesting
You wild
stat
man.
today that the 49ers are averaging 1.5 interceptions per game this season. So I think they
That's
could
crazy. Green Bay was averaging something like that too.
they could force Eli to make mistakes, but unlike the Patriots defense in a short field, the Giants defense
Yeah,
might be okay.
that's I think the difference between the two teams is that Eli can make the Giants can afford to make mistakes from the
He
quarterback
has a little
position
wiggle
and still
room.
win the game. Yeah,
Yeah.
because they have a decent running attack and their defense is just so much better. Whereas Brady
Yeah.
has to play perfect in order to get out and get into the Super Bowl.
The running attack might be key to keep the 49ers defense on the field and
Yeah.
tire them out so you can beat them in the later quarters of the game.
But the 49ers fans will be up for that game. That should be a really good game to watch. I'm really excited for that game. Is that that's what?
That's a late night
It's a late
game.
game?
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. And next week we'll be talking about
The Super
the Super
Bowl.
Bowl. Just hopefully the Pats are in it.
I mean, next week we'll be talking about the Pro
The
Bowl.
Pro Bowl.
And then
I
the
mean,
week after that, we
the
can
Super
talk about
Bowl,
the
yeah.
Super Bowl.
Think we'll get invited to Media Week?
Yeah.
I think we should put in for some credentials.
I think, yeah, definitely. I
Yeah.
want to meet Ricky Williams. He's going to the Pro Bowl, right?
Yeah, we'll wear wedding dresses. Like that's what they do at the Media Week, right?
I think
Ricky
so.
Williams will not be at the Pro Bowl if he isn't Super Bowl.
Oh, that's correct. Good. Touche.
Touche, salesman.
All right, so let's get back to the Boston sports. And now, big news this week is, of course, the Big Three disbanding because the Celtics suck. Last night, they snapped a 5-game losing streak against the Toronto Argonauts.
No, that's football. That's Ricky Williams.
Oh, that's Ricky Williams' team.
That's Ricky. We gotta get off the Ricky Williams, okay?
The Toronto Raptors, which they just annihilated them. It was Geno time all over again. But
I didn't even watch. I can't even
It
watch
was-
them anymore.
It was 96 to like 73
They
or
won-
something.
oh, wow.
They
They
went
won by about
huge.
20, yeah. And
Yeah.
What, 90
they won
wins?
by about 20 the whole game.
Yeah. Big news in that game is though Rondo also went down, which is a hurt because they were up by so much and they had him playing, and then they got flagrant one foul on the Raptors, and looked like Rondo got pretty hurt there, hurting his wrist. I'm not sure exactly what he did, but he's listed day to day. But the big news this week, of course, is the trading of the big three. Danny Ainge, as Nate said earlier, has come out and said that he would trade anyone on the big three, which the only person I really have a problem with them getting rid of is Paul Pierce. You get rid of Ray Allen, that's fine. You get rid of KG, that's fine. Those guys are old. Their contracts are expiring. Why not dump them? But you got Paul Pierce, I think, for another 3 years, $30 million. He's been a Celtic. He wants to be a Celtic. At the end of the day, he wants to retire. One of the most highest scoring Celtics. And
I'm not sure if he has yet or not, but by the time he retires, he will have passed Larry Bird, and he'll be very close to John Havlicek, who's number 1. So he'll be number 2 at least.
So I mean, he doesn't want to go anywhere.
No.
But yeah, I don't know. I just have a problem with trading Paul Pierce. I could care less if we get rid of Ray or Garnett. Both two very good players, but they're at the end of their careers and they only have a year left. I don't see us signing them back next year anyway. So why not try to get something? Why not give another team a rental player?
Do any of them have value at this point?
I think Ray Allen has a ton
That's
of
why
value.
I think he has the most
I think he
value.
has the most value. I don't know that. I think KG may have more value than Paul Pierce in the sense that after this year, Paul Pierce has 2 $15 million years left on his contract.
That's why I think they
Which-
can't move Paul Pierce. I mean,
Well, it's going to be hard because that's going to hammer someone's salary cap.
that's why we want to get rid of him.
Personally, I don't think they should move any of them just yet. I think they have another month before the trade deadline. I don't know that any of these offers are going anywhere.
Well, Ainge has to make a decision. I mean, he has to decide, does he want to have a team that gets bounced in the second round of the playoffs and just ride it out with these guys, or does he just want to blow it up now? When does he make that decision, do you think, if he hasn't already?
Well, I think probably towards the end of this month he'll probably make that
Closer we
decision.
get to the deadline.
They've shown some flashes in the past couple of games. Obviously, the Raptors they beat by a lot.
Handily.
The Thunder game, there were some flashes of really good basketball. Michael Pietrus played really, really well off the bench, and he knocked down some big threes. There's really just, in all these games, there's 2 to 3 minute stretches where they just play terrible and the other team pulls away. I think on Monday night they had cut it to within 1 against the Thunder with 2 minutes left in the third quarter, and then by the end of the third quarter they were down by 11 because they had a couple turnovers, a couple threes, and it's just kind of things like that where they can't match the energy of other teams. But I don't know. I think by the end of the month he'll have to decide. Obviously, I don't even know if their record is good enough to be in the playoffs right now. I don't think they are.
Well, I think they are a playoff team. I mean, I think they'll make.
Oh,
the playoffs,
I think they're
certainly.
gonna.
Especially here now. From what I understand, they have a long stretch of winnable games. I don't think their schedule's that bad the next couple weeks. So they really need to make that push now.
They played 4 of the better teams in the NBA last week.
Yeah. So another fan of the Celtics is our friend Ori. So we're going to go into the segment we like to call Ori's Tweets.
Ori's tweets are so dumb. We will read them and make fun. If he hears this, he will go. It must be nice to be on radio. Ori tweets.
Now, unfortunately for us, our fans in this segment, Ori caught wind that we're doing this weekly segment.
Did he break wind?
He always breaks winds. And he's very nervous about tweeting. Luckily for us, there's this thing called a Twitter feed. I don't know if he realizes that yet, where there's just hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of Opano tweets. So until he tweets again, we're just going to, run through a couple of them every now and then. And we have one here back in June when the Bruins were on their Stanley Cup run.
What the fuck's that?
Jingle Mike.
Sorry.
We're recording.
Yeah, what are you doing over here, Jingle Mike? Okay.
Put it on the blooper reel.
So, June 18th, 2011, at 10:54 a.m., Orjan Pano tweets, so instead of watching the U.S. Open, period, it's not a sentence. So instead of watching the U.S. Open, period, I'm watching Zdeno Chara speak, period. Do I sound like that? Question mark, question mark, question mark. The beauty of it is, he does sound like that. Probably worse. Here we go.
Like, nobody expected Tim Tebow to do well, but look at what he's doing.
And that's this week's edition of Ori Tweets.
Ori's tweets are so dumb. We will read them and make fun. If he hears this, he will go. It must be nice to be on radio. Ori tweets.
That's at Opano for any of you that want to follow him. I highly recommend it. Tweeted him all day. Get him angry. We need him tweeting because otherwise the show is crap.
I guess what we'll talk about next is the fun stories going on in the world of sports today. We got a good one with Fausto Carmona that we'll talk about, and big baby Glenn Davis. Would you like to start with Fausto?
Yeah, let's start with Fausto. So what's up with Fausto these days?
Fausto, I guess he went home
To the Dominican.
to the Dominican and wanted to come back with his visa. He get his visa renewed. And it appears his name is not even Fausto Carmona. Don't know what it is. It's something else. Hispanic, obviously. Jingle. Well, I mean,
Yeah, you know.
I don't know. Jingle Mike's supposed to be on the iPad getting me my information, but clearly he's slacking.
I thought that was Kevin's job.
Now I don't know.
Kevin
what it
doesn't
is
have the
anymore.
iPad in front of him.
But anyway,
yeah,
so
by the way,
not,
there's no internet at Nautis, so yeah.
not only is his name wrong, and it's a different name, but he's also 3 years older. He's stated to be 28, but he's actually 31. It reminds me of a story about Miguel Tejada, who did the same exact thing. And who's that guy in the Little League World Series?
Oh, Danny Almonte.
Danny
yeah.
Almonte.
He was like 80.
He was 80.
That was that league actually had age regulations,
Yeah.
so unlike
true.
the major leagues.
I don't understand. I get why these Hispanics, as Evan calls them, change their dates on their, or forge their dates on their birth certificates because they want to look younger. But why change your name?
I don't
Like, I
know.
don't understand. What did he do that he needed to become Fausto?
Maybe
and why
Maybe it
Fausto?
wasn't. Maybe it wasn't a Hispanic name. Maybe it was John Smith, and he didn't like that.
There were
Maybe
too
he
many of
stole
them.
someone's life.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, touche.
Maybe, yeah. He took someone that had a decent fastball. Anyway.
Well, here's hoping he gets out of that, and
Well-
one of them returns.
Well, you know, hope, yeah, because
Imagine if he'd
the
be like a
Indians
new
look,
person.
the Indians
I
look
wonder
good
if his
next year.
records would be different. I don't know.
I don't know. Like if he got traded mid-season, so he,
Yeah,
he
so
had a
like-
different name, so he started 0-0
Yeah,
again.
like he gets a whole new contract and stuff. That'd be kind of cool.
That'd be kinky.
Yeah.
All right,
Anyway,
the next
You can
story.
talk about Big Baby. 'Cause
You know what,
I
I
could
would-
care less.
Oh, Big Baby's fun.
Yeah, but
So last night, well, Big Baby, he got traded to the Magic. If you guys didn't know, and he's been doing fun things. He's been on TV a lot. He gave
it's because he can't play.
he gave
basketball.
CPR to Dwight a couple days ago, and then last night he was shown after getting a foul, dropping his pants and receiving a technical foul. I think that's pretty funny, but a lot of people think that's fine worthy. I mean, you look at the other famous pant droppers, Evan Gibbons, never fined. Randy Moss paying it in straight cash money, homie.
Straight cash, homie.
Straight cash, homie. And, Big Baby is just, I thought he grew out of it, but it looks like without Doc being there and without KG making him cry on the bench, it looks like Big Baby is back to being the Big Baby that he is.
Fascinating.
Yeah,
we
thanks.
found. You're welcome.
Thanks. That was my little segment by myself,
I
and you
love
just
it.
shot me.
It was
All right,
okay. But Jingle Mike did his job, and we found Fausto's real name. You ready?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah, Ricky Martin.
I wish. That would be amazing. Roberto Hernandez Heredia.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, yeah, it could be something else, I guess.
Yeah, allegedly.
Yeah, that's not Hispanic at all, though. So I'm glad I made that claim. That was so
It is
outrageous.
Hispanic, isn't it?
Oh no, it is. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what I'm saying.
yeah.
That was
It's
sarcasm.
not racist. Whatever. To all our Hispanic listeners.
Well, now we don't have any, but
I mean, I don't think we had any anyway.
well,
You know who's been listening?
Who?
I mean, we're out of topic, so we're just going to talk for a while.
well, we got a few more topics, but I mean,
Oh,
we
do
can
we?
talk-
All right,
yeah, we
let's
got the
go.
Bruins, I guess, but I'm trying to.
Oh, yeah, we'll wait for them.
Yeah, they'll be the last, right? Save the best for whatever.
So we're going to plug our Twitter handle right now. I don't even know what it is. I'm not following it.
It's
At Nate and Evan Show.
Thank you.
Yep.
So at Nate and Evan Show, follow us. We have How many followers we got? 3?
We got
6.
We got 6.
Oh, we got 6. Everyone here, except for me, a porn star, and Chuck Knobloch's wife.
That's a pretty good follower.
That's a win. There's no reason to do the show than just to get Chuck Knobloch's wife. I mean, that's all I care about.
I'm pretty excited.
We should find out what she thinks about the yips.
We should.
Are
Should we
they
tweet at her?
real?
We should probably tweet at her.
Oh, we should tweet at her. So, all right,
Send in
here we go.
suggestions for tweets
Yeah, there we
for
go.
Sherry Knobloch, and we'll tweet at her.
We'll get on that next week. Remember, at Nate and Evan Show. And
if-
we'll tweet at
and if
Sherry.
you gotta be,
that can be part of the contest.
Yeah. Well, we got a contest going on, too. We're actually gonna Allegedly. Don't hold me to it. Hold Jingle Mike to it. He claims that we're going to be giving away Bruins tickets.
How many Bruins tickets are you trying to give away?
A pair.
A pair of Bruins tickets to an upcoming game.
Why don't we just go?
Because you guys don't like hockey.
Oh, yeah,
We
that's
could
right.
pretend. We could get drunk, and then everyone likes hockey.
Nah, ain't worth it.
Nah, probably not.
No.
But we do not have all of the details yet.
Or the tickets.
So we're going to wait, but just get excited. Just get real excited about that.
You'll have to follow us on Twitter, so just get on that.
Yeah,
And then,
then the
eventually
checklist.
we'll just give you
then
the
they'll-
tickets.
Yeah.
Eventually.
Retweet us a couple of times.
Allegedly.
Anyway, moving on. Pitchers and catchers have they'll be
that's right.
reporting to spring training eventually. Not really that soon, but like a month or two.
Oh, it's February.
February? It's February.
February pitchers and catchers report.
That's a month, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Well, I just wanted to use that as a segue to talk about the Red Sox and Carl Crawford.
Oh, yeah,
So
I forgot about him.
you did forget about him.
did.
He forgot about himself last season.
I forgot how to play baseball.
Yeah, no one was in left field. I
Yeah.
thought Ray Durham was out there. Ray Durham's the
should have
second
been.
baseman, I think.
He can play everywhere.
He's utility.
Yeah.
Should have been playing left out.
That's why Kevin's here.
But I guess he has a wrist injury, which might be the reason why he sucked so bad last year. But it's said scheduled that he will be having wrist surgery, and his timetable to return is uncertain. So there you go. We can just probably get JD Drew, see what he'll do, see if he'll come.
Great. I was reading.
We traded JJ Redick though, didn't we?
We
and
did.
by JJ Redick, I mean Josh Reddick.
Yeah, we traded him for Andrew Bailey. But I was just reading on the interwebs that who's our GM now? What's his name?
Ben Charrington.
Thank you. Ben Charrington gave a small interview, and he was saying that Crawford should be able to do baseball activities during spring training, but he may miss opening day. The two things that bother me about this story, one is... Oh, it's really just one thing that bothers me about this story, is that there's a history now with the Red Sox medical staff. They seem to suck at their job. How many injuries? There was the Jacoby Ellsbury story. Brought him back way too soon. Oh, there was two things. I'll get to the second thing. The Jacoby Ellsbury thing came back way too soon, and he was lost for the season. There was a whole rift between him and management concerning his injury, and now we've got this thing where clearly, I mean, you have to think that this played a role in his pitiful season last year, right? I mean, he says it doesn't. But the Red Sox are saying that the reason why they didn't investigate it more was because they just assumed that his wrist was sore because of a 162-game season. You're paying this man hundreds of millions of dollars.
Maybe his wrist didn't hurt. He could have made that catch and not blown the last game. I don't know.
Could have hit more than 250. I don't know.
I don't know.
But I mean, the Red Sox need to take a serious look at their medical staff because there's just you're paying these people way too much money and they're putting a piss poor product on the field. Yeah. Oh, and then the other thing, I forgot it again.
You forgot it again. That's okay, baby.
Well, their medical staff also advises that fried chicken and beer is okay to, as a regular part of the diet for the pitching staff, so that really worked out considering Josh Beck had put on about 40 pounds by the end of the season.
Yeah, he should be able to pitch fat, though. CC's able to do it.
And, yeah,
whatever.
Anyway, but other Red Sox news was good news.
Oh, no,
It's
wait,
like-
I'm cutting you off.
Oh.
I remembered it again. Sorry. This wrist thing.
Yeah.
The Red Sox have a history there. Wrist injuries can be tricky. They're sort of tossing it under the rug as, he'll be back, it's fine. But if you look
Sweeping it under
at
the rug?
David sweeping it under the rug, tossing it, you can't toss anything under a rug. Recently, David Ortiz, 2 years ago, had a wrist mishap, and we all saw the season after that, he sucked. He had a decent... he got off to that horrible start, and then the second half he was really good. And then, of course, Nomar Garciaparra's career was derailed because of a serious wrist injury. It's a very tricky thing for an offensive player to have, a wrist injury. So we should watch out for that. I mean, it can't get any worse than it was last year, so that's good. I mean, it's not like he's an all-star who's now hurt. He's just a shitty ball player who's hurt.
Right.
So,
Derailed.
And since he didn't give us anything last year, his replacements, I mean, we don't have Ryan Kalish to plug out there because he's out for, I think, a month, and then they're going to start him down in AAA. We got Ryan Sweeney. That's exciting, right?
No, I don't think it is.
No, it's not, I know. But he's got he's a 220 career hitter, so he's about the same as Kyle Crawford was last year. But we do lose J.D. Drew. The outfield's going to be an interesting thing. Hopefully Jacoby doesn't take a step back.
Yeah, I mean, he finished second place in the MVP. We'll see what he does this year. But so you derailed me like the Exhibit movie. But now I will get back on topic.
He made a movie?
Yeah, it was called The Real. It was with Jennifer Aniston. It was really, really good. Oh, good.
Yeah.
Anyway, good news with the Red Sox. They've come to terms with Jacoby Ellsbury, avoiding arbitration.
Oh, did they?
So there you go.
Do you know the deets?
I do not know the deets. Jingle Mike will be looking up the deets for the Jacoby contract. And we'll get back to that later in the show. But
and they made a few. I think the Red Sox made a few signings. We got Vincente Padilla this week.
We did. We signed him to a minor league deal.
The Ellsbury contract was only 1 year. It was between $6 and $10 million, I think, or $8 and $10 million.
All right,
oh, there you go.
That's right.
Well, if it isn't, I mean,
whatever.
Tell us.
Yeah, we
tweet
don't
us.
have internet.
It was probably our source.
Nate and Evan show. Tweet us. Yell
The
at
Yankees
us.
made some good moves this week, while the Red Sox didn't. They traded their top prospect Jesus Montero to Seattle for Seattle's top pitching prospect. I don't know his name. It's probably Hispanic.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Oh,
I think
wow.
it is.
It's Pendia, I think, something like that.
Pendejo. Is that a swear word?
I think Bendejo is.
So you said it.
Yeah, I
No
did.
censors on
no
podcasting.
No censors.
Not on this show.
Not on this show, damn it. We'll be damned if there ever is.
That's when we stop. That's when they start censoring us.
No one can censor us. I don't know. We really don't have much else to talk about except for, I guess,
I mean,
the Bruins.
Do you
but
talk hockey?
does anyone want to listen to hockey? All right, Mike, Jingle Mike, you're on the
is
air
what you're
now.
here for.
This is
That's why we pay you.
Go Hockey.
What do you want to
I'm
talk
still
about?
waiting for my $5 and quarters for the jingles. I still haven't received those yet.
Well, when we hear,
That's
I mean,
a lot of
if they
quarters,
if they
man.
like the jingles, then
What are we supposed
if the
to go to
listeners
an
like the
arcade?
jingles, then that's what we'll do.
So
So Marshawn's back.
The Marshawn's back. They
Yeah.
went 3-1-1, I believe, while he was gone, or 3-2.
They playing tonight?
They won tonight actually
Oh.
versus New Jersey. They won 4-1. Marshawn didn't score. I didn't know if he had an assist or not. As I stated last week, I think he should have gotten a hell of a lot more for that hit. It was really, really bad. But the thing I want to talk about a little bit is how little they scored during that stretch. They put up 5 against Winnipeg, and then after that, there's 3-2. I think there's a 1-1 goal game in there. So it kind of shows you the spark that Marshawn brings to the table. What are you laughing at?
I enjoy hockey. Makes me smile.
I mean, there really nothing going on with the Bruins. other
Are they
than
top in points yet?
They're number 2
They're number 2.
in the East. I even knew
Who are
that.
they behind? Shut up.
New York Rangers.
Woof.
Go Hockey.
Yeah, I gotta love hockey. I hate how we end the show every week on hockey, and by every week I mean
Best
2
2
weeks.
But we could switch it up. But
To what?
You still got the
I don't
final
know.
word.
We
What
do-
about Floyd Mayweather?
Oh yeah,
He tweeted some things.
yeah. So Floyd's been hell bent on getting the Manny Pacquiao fight for May 5th, and supposedly today he actually called Pacquiao in the Philippines and was like, "Hey Manny, let's fight." And Manny was like, I don't know. And then Floyd was all like, "Yeah, let's just do it." And that's what happened.
that's actually the
I have
live
the
version.
transcript.
That's actually the live version.
I was in on the call. I put it through.
It
was
was
on
actually
speaker.
It was on one of those like they still have
He-
operators
he,
out in
uh,
the Philippines. I was the operator.
he was on 3-way. Floyd didn't tell Manny that he was on the phone, but then they talked bad about Nate
Yeah, and
as the conversation went on.
then like they were listening to the show last week, and they were very hurt that we didn't talk about them. And I don't know. And anyway, no one really knows what the conversation between the two was. Obviously, it was about the fight, and Floyd. I mean, the past 2 weeks, Floyd's really been wanting to get this fight put on. He's got his date, and the reason why he's so hell bent on the May 5th date is because he's going to jail.
Yeah.
So he kind of, he needs to get on that. Otherwise, he goes to jail. And I'm pretty sure training in jail is not very good.
Or it might be even better.
I mean,
I'm not sure.
His sentence got pushed up because he had that date booked. He was supposed to go to jail before that, and
oh yeah, that's right.
his sentence got pushed up.
So I guess we'll go into the final thoughts now.
All right,
If we don't have anything else.
What is your final thought? Evan?
My final thought, well, it's a very important non-sports related final thought. It actually has to do with the youth of America.
Oh, kinky.
And by that, I mean childhood obesity. And by that, I mean fast food. And by that, I mean BK is going to start delivering me McDoubles. That doesn't make sense because that is a McDonald's product. But the Buck Double, the $1 double, you can get 10 of them delivered to your house. Free delivery coming up. Burger King is making this happy. I've lost 60 pounds, and I'm stating here tonight on this show that I'm looking to gain double that. So we'll see what happens with Burger King, the Whopper, and such. That was all I had.
That's good. Anyone else have a final thought? I'm struggling over here. Jingle Mike?
Follow Rich Ohnberger on Twitter. He's absolutely hilarious.
Who is that? Is that the
He's-
Patriots center?
No, he's
That's not a Patriots player.
he's on the IR. He's on the Patriots.
Oh, he is a Patriots player. See, I knew that.
He had one tonight that was pretty good. It was, I believe, fiance is a French term that means 2 times per week tops. So maybe he's not getting laid. I don't know. Follow him. He's full of funny stuff. I believe Chad Ochocinco said to follow him. And Chad Ochocinco also gave away $5,000 saved for the person who tweeted him the best piano for him to buy for his living room, assuming that he stays in
Hopefully he
Foxborough
plays
again.
that better than
Yeah.
he plays football.
Yeah.
Syracuse, quick note, Syracuse is also 20-0. One more win, and they can drink legally. So that should be fun.
Villanova won a basketball game.
That's
Beat Seton Hall.
pretty good.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
How's Northeastern doing, Kev?
They're on a 5-game winning streak, actually.
You lie.
I do not.
That is amazing.
Shut me up.
Stupid iPad.
Stupid nanas.
Hey,
You need to get wireless here.
I don't talk about nanas like
Seton
that.
Hall is decent this year.
Yeah, they're not too
Them
bad.
and
I think
Rutgers.
they're a little bit overrated. The Big East is
Always overrated.
Not as
not.
bad.
I don't know. Yeah, it's always overrated. But I mean, you got USF, Seton Hall,
They really are.
all near the top of the standings. That's
Syracuse
well,
is right
Syracuse is number one.
Yeah.
So yeah.
One thing you guys didn't get to was score predictions for the NFC title game. What do you think it's going to be? I know you told me who you think's going to win, but I think it's going to be high scoring, low scoring.
I think it'll be pretty low scoring. I'll go 21-14
I'm going to go Victor Cruz
all day.
all day. Salsa him. Probably gets 2 touchdowns, 180 yards. 28-24.
Nice, Kevin.
I'll go a little bit higher. I'll go 35-31.
Jingle Mike.
New York Football Giants 35-0.
You
What?
said the 49ers were going to win.
Yeah, I just wanted to disagree with Kevin. I think the Giants are the hottest team in football right now. I think they're going to take it.
All right.
All right. Well, I just found.
You
my,
found?
I found
well,
something.
I was about to end. I was about to
know.
sign off.
I know. Well, not yet. So the Red Sox and the Cubs have finally gone to Bud Selig and been like, "Yeah, just deal with this compensation thing because we're not." So I don't think it'll be any more news than that because I don't think the Red Sox are going to get anything outside of at
handshake.
best a mid-level prospect. They lost all their leverage when they just let Theo walk over to Chicago. Had they just held on to him, we would have gotten something. But I don't know because they had all the leverage. I mean, Chicago basically had already said Theo was their guy, and they didn't have him yet, so we could have just held their arm. But now Bud Selig is getting involved, and he just signed a huge deal too. He gets paid way too much money, Bud Selig. I'm just rambling.
That's
so
fine.
sign off.
Are we all done?
Yeah,
All right. Well,
I'm
thanks
done.
for listening in for another week of the Nate and Evan Show. And remember to follow us on Twitter at Nate and Evan Show. And if you have any questions, you can email us at the Nate and Evan Show at gmail.com. And we look forward to you listening to us next week. Tweet us, email us, love us. Have a good one.
Goodbye, everyone.
So long.
Jingle Mike.
Peace.
What do sports fans dream of when they take a little sport fan nap? Do they dream of watching NASCAR or eating french fries with Warren Sapp? Don't you worry, you small, pathetic man. Nate and Evan will help you become a real fan. And then we might let Kevin talk too, but don't listen to him, cause he doesn't have a clue. Nate and Evan, oh Nate and Evan. But if you don't have internet access, then you can't hear the show.